Welcome back to the program. Let me get you caught up. Last night, in the cover of darkness, an elite group of scientists, savants, and one dude who was a little too into the Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift stuff. Let him live, man. You're being weird about it. Met in a Brooklyn speakeasy to debate, toil, and burn that midnight oil to deliver what is known worldwide as the best segment in all sports television. It's an honor and a privilege. It's time for Nick's Tears.
Thank you so much, Kevin Wildes. And I really, you know what, I like that introduction far more than last week. And by the way, good news, bad news, we have filled the vacancy on the committee.
Oh, from Franklin's absence?
Yeah, Franklin was, soft coup deposed. 712 applicants, only one could be selected. We appreciate Marshall going through all of them, and we have a new committee member. All right, bottom of the tiers, all 32 teams ranked. This is very simple, winless and hopeless. Just winless and hopeless. 3 of those teams expected to be winless and hopeless this year. And then there's the Bears, who we just talked about, probably talking about them. They did not expect to be hopeless. Maybe winless, but certainly not hopeless. Next level, also winless and hopeless. Now, I know what you're saying. I've seen all of these teams win a game. Not one that matters. The Colts beating the Texans, who cares? The Giants, you're down 20-0 against the Cardinals. That's a loss. The Raiders, you beat Russ. Join the club. And the Jets, listen, the football gods smiled upon you because of the sadness of Aaron Rodgers snapping his Achilles. You are also de facto winless and hopeless. Next group. Moral Victory Monday. Oh. A wild staple expands his Super Bowl pick, his favorite team, former Patriot Mike Vrabel, and a team he has beaten in a Super Bowl, the Los Angeles Rams, in 2 Super Bowls, actually. Did you guys hear the commentary about the Rams this week? I know they lost, but man, look good. Better than we thought. True. That Moral Victory Monday. So there it is. Big change is coming. Chargers going to change their coach. Broncos going to change their quarterback. The Browns need to change both, but they're just going to go with the coach because the quarterback is uncuttable and untradeable. So it's big change on the horizon. These 3 teams are a combined 0-6. They all had playoff aspirations. 2 of them had kind of fringe Super Bowl aspirations. Vegas, by the way, still believes the Browns are a 10-win team, America. You can make money on that if you would like, but big change is coming. All right. Try to be fair. I try to remove biases. This is not good for the Chiefs, the advice I'm about to give. But a standalone tier. The curse of Burrowhead. Atone, Cincinnati! What? You were on a 10-game winning streak. You were going to go back to the Super Bowl. Everything was coming up Cincinnati in a way it hasn't since the WKRP days. And then Eli Apple and company fixed their mouths to say Burrowhead Stadium. Since then, you've never won, your quarterback is injured, and you're in dire straits. I don't know, like the Billy Goat curse. I don't know exactly how you fix it, but you better try, or else no more wins coming down the pike. Next! Wildes, what are these?
They are not the standings.
You're damn straight. These 4 teams are combined 8-0. Don't really care that much. Now listen, I have the Falcons I picked to win the division. Some people like the Saints. You guys know how much I like the Baker and the Bucks in Washington, frisky Sam Howells. Despite having not a loss amongst them, no one actually thinks any of these teams are really good. New Orleans has an excellent defense. I will give them credit for that. Hello. Their offense has been brutal. Desmond Ridder, my goodness, just hand it off to Bijan every single time. Washington and Tampa need to see a little bit more. Next, solid, unspectacular. These are good teams. No matter what Brew would tell you about the Seattle Seahawks, these are good teams. In Pittsburgh's case, it is a great defense and a brutal offense. Detroit's case, a good offense, a mediocre defense. Green Bay, pretty good on both sides of the ball, but none of them can can win the Super Bowl. They all should be playoff contenders. None can win the Super Bowl. Massive upside with questions. For the Jags, it's the overall defense. For the Eagles, it's the pass defense. For the Ravens, it's the mounting injuries plus is Lamar's passing that we saw in week 2 going to be consistent throughout the year. And for the Bills, it's old Magic Mountain Allen. Is we're going to be in the upslope or the downslope come the postseason. But the upside for all these teams is Super Bowl level. Holding their breath. These 2 teams have an argument they're the best 2 teams in football, but their fans deep down are holding their breath. For the Dolphins, it is unfortunate. Is Tua going to stay healthy? And for the Niners, no matter what their fans tell you, they are terrified Brock Purdy is going to turn into a pumpkin. But for the time being, they look like great teams. The 86 Giants. What did the 86 Giants do? Well, they made their first championship game for the franchise in 20 years. They won their first championship for the franchise in 30 years, and they had a defensive MVP. Oh, reminds of what a lot of people think of this 2023 Dallas Cowboys team. And then sticking with that motif, the 89 49ers, a team that also was trying to win back-to-back championships that had a rough September before reeling off a playoff run of 126-26 behind Joe Montana, an MVP season, and one of the greatest teams of all time. That, Greg Jennings, is the latest edition of the greatest NFL sorting system there is. Nick's tears.
Oh my gosh, look, I'm
going
to refrain from even raising my voice because I really want the committee to hear me and listen. Because there seems to be a Chiefs bias here with these tiers every single week. And I am sick of it. When you look at these tiers, I understand they're not the standings, and so does everyone else. But what they are not is the Chiefs tiers. And that's what it's looking like. Just like Mahomes Mountain. This is not every team. If we even go down another tier, where the Detroit Lions are on that tier, they beat this Chiefs. Now, I understand it's not the standings, but they beat those Chiefs, the Cowboys, the Miami Dolphins, the 49ers, the Baltimore Ravens, the Philadelphia Eagles are all better teams. It's not about standings. They are better teams right now than the Chiefs. I know that. And the fact that the Detroit Lions beat that team that's on the top, they should be there. If anything, the Kansas City Chiefs, I'll give them the Buffalo Bills, and they can be in front of the Jacksonville Jaguars because they beat the Prince just last week. But this team is not the standard right now. This is not the standard. And so for them to be atop the tiers, this is buffoonery.
Well, first of all, if you're taking shots at Nick's tiers, but you know where you will also find the Kansas City Chiefs atop every single Vegas sports book when it comes to Super Bowl.
What is this not, Broussard? Is this Vegas sports book?
It's not the standings. Okay, the reason that didn't work is because you actually don't know what it is or what it isn't. It's the committee's tiers. And also, if you would like to see the Lions ahead of the Chiefs because of a facile head-to-head victory, Wildes, you know what they need to do. Go to their local Motel 6.
Grab a USA Today.
Exactly. And look at the power rankings. You know what it's going to say? Even though we don't think the Lions are better than the Chiefs, they beat them, so we have to put them ahead. Nobody actually thinks that. The Chiefs right now, last year, I heard the same stuff. And then at the end of the year, it all ended with you all saying, okay, Nick was right. We can't talk about the Chiefs anymore. It's boring. They're obviously the best team. So I apologize. Listen, we're just ahead of the curve. Had a 1-point loss at home with our two of our 3 best players. No problem. Go ahead, Brew.
All right, Nick, I have to say, I second 95% of what Greg Jennings just said.
Okay, well then let's move on.
All right, and because, but I got more. Greg Jennings called for objectivity. And I am objective, okay? I'm so objective that despite the silliness, despite the foolishness, all right, and it is definitely not time to take a bow. But there is no denying that the team that has played the best football 2 weeks in. Now, I don't think they'll reach the Super Bowl. Hold on. Let a brother finish.
We already know where you're going.
This is a lesson in objectivity, gentlemen. I got Philadelphia in the Super Bowl and feel good about it.
Okay.
But right now, at this very moment, just like I said, at this very moment, Micah Parsons is the MVP.
Please say the 49ers.
At this very moment, the Dallas Cowboys should be number 1 on the tier.
They need to take a bow.
They don't. No bows. This is not the Lombardi Trophy. None of that.
How am I
but they have been the best. Have they not been the best?
I have been saying that.
No, you haven't.
For the entire week.
Number 1. You got Kansas City number 1.
I don't listen. And if I did this all by myself, maybe the Cowboys would be there.
Don't blame Marshall and Chuck and Betsy. I know all the committee, and they sources too. Don't blame any of them.
Take my opinions out of it. What?
I don't know.
How does this happen? He has spent
called
all
objectivity.
week saying the Cowboys are a silly team, waiting for an F game.
F-game's coming around.
The fact that the owner was like, I think our coach is doing a good job. Your eyes were bulging out of your head an hour ago.
Take a bow.
And now you're saying they should be the top team in the league.
I didn't get it.
They in two weeks they have played the best football.
I heard that from him. I've heard the counter
If
from
you
him.
heard it from him, then why in the world are the Chiefs on top of the
Because it's
tier?
a committee. It's not just him, but that is his take.
My
talked
take is
to
that
the
the
committee
Cowboys have been the best
Nick
all week,
drives
and you have
them
been
toward
yelling at me.
Kansas City. I talked to members of the committee anonymously.
Brew, you have been yelling at me all week about the Cowboys.
This is true.
It's true. Look
This
at
is
What
true.
have I said? All I said is I'm not jumping off Philadelphia. I said San Francisco has been right there.
You could have picked the 49ers.
Yeah, that whole take would have worked.
No,
with
no,
the
no,
49ers.
no. All right? This is 2 weeks in. This is what I'm telling Jerry. This is what I'm telling Jerry. In week 17, I may feel differently. Right now, Dallas has been the best team. Doesn't mean they're going to win the Super Bowl. They're not even getting there. But right now, they've been the best team.
I feel like you've checkmated me because I don't know how to respond. Because anything I use to argue against this, you're then going to use against me the next segment we talk about this.
I'm just wondering why they aren't number one on the team.
Okay, go ahead.
That's all I'm wondering.
I don't know. Watch any of your clips from earlier this week explaining how they're overrated.
You made a great point. An hour ago. Silly team. It's culture. F game. The F game train is coming.
When the F game comes, I'll drop it. But right now, they've been the best.
It's
That's
true
all I'm
objectivity.
saying. Thank you.
Solid. I mean,
Thank
yes.
you.
All right.
Who'd I used to write for a while?
The old gray lady.
Yeah, the New York Times. That's about objective.
Okay, I'm just going to talk about the Saints. I'll make it quick because I'm really befuddled. The Saints, I think they're undefeated, yes, and they're your Saints too.
Thank you.
I think they're still your Saints. Maybe you'll flip on them. Saints defense, sneaky great. First of all, Vegas has them as the fourth best odds or the fifth best odds.
Fifth best odds to win the NFC.
I know, but I thought it moved to 4 once they see that I wanted to move them up. I'm moving, lines in Vegas. Yeah. And then the other question is this: can you score 20 points? If you score 20 points, you can win. The Saints have allowed 20 points or less in 10 straight games.
That's
pretty
amazing.
solid. And then you got Derek Carr. Now look,
he's been terrible though.
He hasn't been terrible. He's been what I'm calling jeans and a t-shirt. Is it the best outfit in the world? No. But is it the worst? No. You can go pretty much anywhere in jeans and a t-shirt. And that's Derek Carr. He's 16th in completions. He's 19th in completion percentage. He throws for 266 yards a game. That's fine. So if you can get more than 21 points, you're pretty good.
Listen, the Saints defense has been awesome. The coaching has been what a Dennis Allen coach team looks like, and the quarterback play has been brutal. And so I think they're
fine.
I think they're
a little
brutal's too much. There's several brutal quarterbacks.
It's not brutal. The quarterback play has been, I believe, below average. Let me say that. And also, America, by the way, if you are a jeans and a t-shirt person, you know what a way to really spice that up?
Oh, yeah, let's go to break. Let's go to break.
You know what? Flowers.
Squirt, squirt, squirt. Okay. Coming up next, what are we talking? Oh, America's team. The New England Patriots versus the Jets.
Who knows what Brew's going to say?